Can you speak?
Cool.
Yeah.
Sure. So yeah, hi everyone. My name's Ahmed. I am one of the co-founders of Biconomy. I've been in the crypto space for nearly 4 years now, and we've been I've been personally working in crypto in China, in Dubai, and now I'm in London. I started off with doing a lot of blockchain research when I was in China, also getting involved at the community level, um, and moved to Dubai to work for an exchange, and then for a VC based out there as well, looking to blockchain investments before starting off by economy. I'll let Aniket introduce himself
Sure,
before.
sure. Thanks a lot, Ahmed. Hey guys, this is Aniket here. Just brief introduction about me. Again, it's been over 4 years for me in crypto. I started my journey again in China with Ahmed. So I just went there in 2016 to study Chinese, and fortunately met Ahmed in one of the Bitcoin meetups. Over then, we decided, okay, to devote our time just to crypto only. So we did a lot of events over there, a lot of cool activities involved, conducting workshops, having meetups, etc., etc. I ended up working for Binance. Of course, you guys must be familiar about the exchange. So I worked there for a couple of months before I came back to India. So 2018 January, I came back to India, and my goal was to get myself involved in the Indian ecosystem. As I knew the potential here, and I was already seeing a lot of good stuff happening. So 1 year, the entire year was spent more on the building community, investing in few projects, and just to get familiar with what's happening in the local, blockchain ecosystem here. Then one fine day I met Sachin in one of the meetups, and then Ahmed and Sachin, we all sat together, thought of, moving into entrepreneurship, and this is how we started Biconomy. Ahmed, you want to take it over and explain a bit about Biconomy?
Yeah, sure. So to give a quick background, so we, as Anika mentioned, me, Sachin, and Aniket, we sort of started working together on staking. We thought staking was a cool idea, and sort of getting sort of passive income by doing this was pretty cool. And sort of 1 or 2 months in, we saw that this is something, although very useful and pretty cool. We realized that what's the point of staking on protocols that don't have adoption or do not have much use cases out there currently. And so we started looking into sort of the adoption problem. Why are there no apps being created on these blockchains? Why are there no users on these as well? And so the more we got down the rabbit hole, the more we started asking questions and started realizing that UX was one of the major reasons for why people or why crypto or decentralized applications are still not mainstream. And so essentially, what we did was we sort of decided to focus on how we can make decentralized applications and more broadly crypto accessible to the mainstream. Or in other words, how can we bring 1 billion people transactions, which was a really interesting concept, which allows the developers to pay the gas fees of the end users. So this essentially means that the end user does not have to come in and understand what crypto is, understand how to get gas fees and go and buy Ethereum in order to use a DApp, and so on and so forth. And so what we realized is that implementing meta transactions for these decentralized applications would reduce the 20-step process it could take somebody to onboard onto a DApp, now down to a 4-step process. And so it's very similar to how we use many different types of applications, whether it's Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, all of these applications, lots of these interactions. When it comes to the infrastructure and server costs, it's essentially paid by the developer or the application owner. And so this Web 2 like experience needs to be there in Web 3, otherwise we won't get adoption. And so the idea behind us, looking at meta transactions essentially, sort of, ensured what Biconomy is, what it is today. And so Biconomy is essentially building a relay infrastructure network to help you to enable meta transactions very easily. So we have SDKs and APIs which are plug and play that allow you to easily easily install meta transactions into your application without having to go through the hassle of doing it yourself. And so you could do it via native meta transaction way or via a smart contract wallet as well. There are various ways of achieving the same outcome. And so we are making sure that the experience for you guys as developers are as simple and as easy as possible to implement this very easily. And so that's sort of Biconomy in a nutshell, and what we're doing. If there's anything, Aniket, you want to add on to that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, very well explained, Ahmed, regarding what we're doing and stuff. The main thing why we were doing Biconomy was, we wanted to reduce the entry barrier for developers into the industry. As we've been in the ecosystem, we talked to a lot of emerging devs, and we also talked to a lot of the companies that we have worked with in the past. The key problem that people, they told us that, for a developer, it is super hard to make a app, and it takes way long time because there are not enough tools and libraries present out there. And so every developer has to go through the same process of 2 or 3 months of tedious work, and then probably think of the final product. So with Biconomy, we strive to reduce that initial hardship to over just a few days, like instead of few months, and so that you can probably focus more on your product rather than focusing on building initial kind of stuff. And moving forward, we'll be definitely focus on adding more and more features and tools so that developers are primarily focusing on just on making the product, and the back end sort of stuff is handled by us so that the development becomes easy and efficient. So yeah, I mean, that's sort of Biconomy in a nutshell. And here we are very close to launch our beta. So we've been operational for over 10 months now. We got a cool team of 6 people based out of Gurgaon. And Ahmed is, of course, based out of London. We got selected for Outlier Ventures. That's one of the, I think we were the first team from India who got selected over there. So it's an accelerator based out of London. And we are currently attending the cohort over there. So yeah, I mean, it's been over 10 months, and we are about to launch a beta. So yeah, I mean, we scheduled to launch the beta by end of this month, and that's how we wanted to reach back to the developers and get to know more about the feedbacks about what we're doing, and get them involved, get you guys involved in what we were doing. So what we can do is, I think now I should probably move on to the bounties, because we have a lot of cool bounties for everyone out there in the community, so that they can play around and they can build cool stuff on Biconomy. What I'll do is I'll share my screen, and we can probably go through the Medium article, and I can go over each bounty one by one. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, I mean, there were a lot of ideas that we had how we should structure these bounties, and finally we narrowed out to 3 important aspects. We found out that that's the key problems in the industry. So the bounties where we structured was primarily based on the key problems that we have seen in the DeFi space, as we had lots of surveys from our partner companies and the people who are making applications in DeFi, and found out that these are the key problems. And of course, since Biconomy is the one that's in the best spot to solve almost all the DeFi problems by just plug and play. So yeah, here are the bounties for that. The first one is optimized gas management bot. So what it means is, when you do a transaction on Ethereum, because of its volatility and unpredictability, the transaction cost varies from a few cents to a few dollars, and that you probably might have seen in the recent times that the transaction cost somewhere between few thousands of dollars. And this is like, if we see Ethereum to go mainstream or blockchain to go mainstream, this is something not everyone would be willing to pay for, and this is something not we should be paying for. So what the bounty is basically is how we can optimize the gas cost per transaction. So let's say like for a transaction, if you're paying 10 cents, how we can reduce it to, let's say, 8 cents or 7 cents or 5 cents, and without hindering the transaction speed. Of course, we can, like load down the transaction speed and, load on the gas cost. But the main aim of this first bounty is how we can optimize the gas cost per transaction, so that let's say if you're paying 10 cents per transaction fee, we can probably reduce it to 8 or 9 cents. So if you can come up with some cool ideas, and we have some cool links as well here, like Gas Token launched like a couple of years ago. They tried to solve the problem, but it has certain loopholes that doesn't work in every situation. Then of course you can find some information on gas station network, gas station. Coming back to the second bounty is subsidized gas fee. So this is a very important problem. This is something a lot of DeFi protocols out there are also facing and trying to solve. What it means by subsidized gas fee is users who are using all these protocols, they don't want to pay for the gas fee, and it's a turn off for any user who's entering into the protocol. So all these dApp developers and all these projects are looking for innovative ideas so that they can actually subsidize that gas fee. Like let's say if you put token in a wallet, or you store token in a wallet, and you can get some interest out of it, and that interest can be used to pay for the gas fee. And this is how you can subsidize gas fee or e-user. So in that case, the developer doesn't have to pay for the gas fee, and user also doesn't have to pay for it, because it's the token that's logged in the contract that's getting interest, and that's sort of used to pay for the gas fee. So we have few links here. So you can look at Staked. So Staked has a very good SDK, which you can use to incorporate in your application, and look for innovative ideas on how this can be made. And there's another one I think we missed out here is Idle Finance. You should definitely check it out. They also made it very simple for a developer, so that any user who puts in his tokens in the wallet, you can gather the best interest out there in the protocols, and that can be used for the gas fee. And lastly, it's an open track. Like open track, you can come up with any ideas using Biconomy, anything you want to do, whatever it's in your mind, that can possibly reduce the entry barriers for developers in the industry. We are happy to have all these ideas on board and look for the new innovations happening in this space. Yeah, that's pretty much it. These are 3 bounties that we came up with, and yeah, now we can probably answer a few questions if you guys have them. Denver, can we take some questions or?
Yeah, as of now, I don't think there are questions for now. And probably you could go over some interesting or cool things that you foresee that you would like to be built with Biconomy.
Oh, sure. So yeah, as a part of bounties and what we are doing in the space, the couple of cool things that can be made out of Biconomy is, imagine the swaps happening. Let's say you use Uniswap, or you use Kyber network for making all these swaps. Currently, what you have to do is you have to put some DAI in your account or put some Ether in your account, and then probably make an exchange. For this, of course, for a new user, he has to go to an exchange, get some Ether, put it in the wallet, and then probably make some token swaps. So this can be a very good use case of anyone who's having any token can swap to another token without having DAI or Ether in his wallet. He can pay the fees within the token that he wants to get swapped. So this is something a lot of people have been working on it. And if any of the community members would love to explore that too, we are happy to support and happy to look at the idea. Then again, some components, the UI UX front, UX fund that what we see is there's a lot of friction happening whenever you use a DApp, because as Ahmed explained, that there are like 22, 23 steps involved in it. And it's very laggy, like it takes like 3 to 4 days to make it. Biconomy solves it by just plugging in play. But still, as we move forward, there are like a lot of flags in it, like a lot of pop-ups that come, a lot of friction points. So if you can, reduce the friction points to a minimum, and we can focus on having a very smooth sort of experience, end user experience. That's something also a key problem to solve in the industry. Apart from it, Ahmed, do you have anything in mind, like you want users to work on, or community members to look at this point of time? You're mute, I think.
Oops, sorry. Yes, I was talking to myself. So I'd definitely say think from an end user's perspective. Think, who your target audience really is and what they would see as a very slick and friction-free experience. That's very, very important when building anything, because you want to ensure that it's easy to use, and that's the main thing for most, if not all applications.
I have a question. Okay, hi, my name is Chai. So do you have any existing integrations which I can look at of Biconomy or Biconomy?
Sure. We made a custom DApp. It's called moonshot.io. That's sort of a demo app out there. You can play it out. It's totally on using Biconomy SDK, and it's on Matic also. You can probably have a look, like the sort of experience end user will get after integrating Biconomy. We have a couple of dApps that are in the private stage that we'll be revealing after launching a beta. So the only test app that you can look at this point of time is it's on our website. It's called moonshot.io. I can share the link in the chat if that helps.
Any other questions?
Yeah, any other question, guys? Or Denver, probably we can start off the workshop as you like.
Yeah, that seems fine. I think we can start off the workshop, and in the meantime, people can type in their questions. And then
Yeah,
we can
always
take
type
them.
in or you guys can, anyone if has any question, you can always reach out to us on a Telegram or Discord group. We are almost active like 24/7. So if you get stuck somewhere while building something, or if you want to know more about the problem statements, just text us anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks, Ahmed. Thanks, Aniket, for coming on board and introducing Biconomy to the Money Legos hackers. Right. Now we will kick off the workshop. I think we have Sachin and Tarun from Biconomy who will be taking that up.
Yeah, Sachin is here.
Cool. Thank you.